on premises we had to manage all these things. Means even if suppose I'm a Flipkart company, right? So my focus is not only to selling the product, but my focus is also on buying these servers, by setting up the team, and all these activities has to be done by Flipkart. Though that their main motive is not to setting up a IT team, but their motive is to sell the product, right? On e-commerce site, on their own site, right? So how AWS come up with this is that they are providing three services. One is infrastructure, second is the platform, and third one is the complete software. So in the infrastructure as a service, what flip? Suppose we are a Flipkart, right? So they have to set up maybe like a small team who has to just manage the data runtime, middleware, and the OS and the application. Below that, all the hardware means all the patching activities, and the suppose we have to add some more hard disk into the hardware part of the servers. So all these activities will be managed by the AWS. So they have taken some of the load from the company to themselves, and we just need to set like deploying the application, managing the database. So all these activities are done by us. Where it is written that you manage, it means that Flipkart is going to manage it, or maybe the Tranter is going to manage it if the Tranter is handling it. Then they have another kind of services like okay, in infrastructure as a service, uh, it means the database, we have to install a database, right, on EC2 machine. EC2 machine is nothing but a server. They have given a name EC2 AWS. So all these things, database will be managed by our team. All the upgrade part will be done by us, not the AWS. In case of platform as a service, application and the data, these two things the customer has to manage. That customer is nothing but we, Tranter. Suppose Tranter is using a AWS service, and whereas the that code, how much time the code is going to, means how the code is where the place where the code is going to be deployed will be handled at AWS end. No, one popular, no, the example, because AWS was the first cloud service which come into the market, and now they have almost 50% of market share, and little bit more than that. So that's why AWS is more popular, because they came early and the wide variety of services they are providing. And the Lambda is a one such service which they provide, in which we just need to write a code and deploy it on their application server, and we don't even need to no, we just need to pay the time that application is running. That much precision they have given us, that much control they have given us, that suppose it's just like one of the dominating customer of AWS is Netflix. The time the video is getting played, for that much only they need to pay. The Netflix has to pay to the AWS. The same is here, right? That the moment, the duration for which the application is getting played, that is the, suppose the Lambda is supporting Python code, right? Suppose the Python code is running on this platform, for that much time only uh, the customer need to pay. This is a second list of services which AWS is providing, and the third is a software in which A to Z is getting managed by the AWS. These are mostly like artificial intelligence kind of services. It means we are just the, I mean, suppose I am a Tranter. Tranter is just a consumer for this service. We're just consuming this application for our analytical purpose. Like we'll just input some of the values on the UI and check how like in AI what we are having is that future and future forecast we see. Okay, suppose these data were input and how our future sale is going to be. So these services are given by they lies under software as a service. It means A to Z, that is application, data, runtime, everything will be managed by the AWS. So we need not to bother, we need not to have any team, any big team to manage all these things. So this is how the services are categorized. And parallelly, we are having Azure and Google. The problem is, the challenges as of now is that some of them are like Azure is more popular for the platform as a service. They are giving more services for platform as a service. Why AWS is popular is that for infrastructure as a service, they have given a good experience to the customer as a infrastructure as a service. So as of now, any question or doubt?
I do have a query onto that part. For software as a service, you mentioned that everything will be managed by the cloud service provider. So
Right.
how is data uh, being managed by the cloud service provider itself?
Okay. These these services are not like a full-fledged project like a Flipkart portal where we have a catalogs of the products and the database. These software as a service are just like uploading a Excel sheet, and based on that Excel sheet it is going to show a graph, like artificial intelligence graph. uh, Getting this point, because we are not storing any data on their server. We are like uh, as of now that as far my understanding is concerned, that we just we are storing their data, we are analyzing it, and we are seeing the graph. Okay, now question comes, how we are storing the data? Because we have a data layer out there, right? So we can think is that it is the AWS who is managing it. Suppose your data is in like NoSQL format, right? You just need to give that, upload those files. It will get stored into this their data. The data that is uh, the DynamoDB is a service which is providing this NoSQL data, and through that you can see it. Now question comes, what I need not to care about is that I need not to care about the taking a snapshot of it. I need not to care about uh, like uh, upgrading the database, right? You will just tell to those service, right? Like a checklist, this version of this particular product.
So is this not a platform as a service, managing the backups, snapshots?
Okay. What happens in case of uh, platform as a service is that the data part I am taking care of it. It means that I need to take care when the database backup has to be taken care of. Means when database backup will be taken care. Means it is I will take care. It is not that the AWS team will taking care of it, because I'm managing the data. By data means when the application or the database has to be upgraded, when we are supposed to upgrade it, when we have to take the database backup, all these things I need to take care of. If suppose like if there is a uh, backup and migrating a data, right? It is my team, that is as a tranter, I have to take care that how it has to take it has to take place. Whereas in case of software as a service, I will just provide them a data. It is there, and like it is the AWS who will take care of that, when to take the snapshot. It is, but what you will taking care of is that you get the information what you need. That's it. You will not bother that when the snapshot is supposed to take place. And let me tell you an example what kind of services comes under the software as a service. It will help you to imagine that why when to use the software as a service, right? Generally, software under the category of software as a service, we get like that is AI related services, in which what happens is that we just upload some data on their server, and they come up with some graphs, like they with forecast, right? Okay, uh, if the if the sales is with if sales is going in this form, means like if it is taking from last 5 years, if the data is showing this trend, and next 5 years how it is going to show. Though, so with that algorithm will the definition of those code as the application is at their end, right? So that algorithm and the coding, that part is done by AWS themselves, and they will apply that algorithms on our data and show it in a software as a service. So we need not to bother. Is it clear, Rajat?
Yeah.
So since it is a gray part, so everything will be managed by themselves only. We don't no, we don't take care of that part.